Right, I've got another resistor here that's a little bit out of value. It connects onto this pin here with this wire here, which comes from up here, which is the little metal box. So I thought I'd test that, because when I touched this end I got distortion, and when I touched the other end of the resistor I didn't get anything, so I thought, oh, I'll test that. And that's what we've got, 5.164K or 5.16. So that's coming out, but look where it is. I couldn't get it off that terminal at the bottom here, so I had to cut it. And this one up here has got a capacitor and a resistor to it. And while we're working on that end, we'll test this resistor, which is also the same as the other, same colour bands. That's yellow, mauve, red, 4.7K. And this here looks like a dry joint, possibly, so we'll touch that up, but we'll see. So I'm going to replace that, but it goes underneath all this lot here. It's close to this cable here, which is a screen, I think. Might be a screen. I don't know if that is a screen. Is that the screen? One of them is a screen and one of them is a signal, which goes to here. So I'm going to try and get this, get the camera back on again. Try and get this one out of here, and then we're going to have to use these resistors here and extend the leads, because there's no way that's going to reach that far. So we'll extend the leads first, and then once I've done that and I've got it long enough, I'll then work on getting it in the radio, and then we'll see where we are from there. Okie dokie, that's where we are at the minute. Right, so there's our 4.7K resistor, quarter watt, been extended. Wires soldered this end, shrink-on tubing on, bigger size to get over the solder joint, and thinner tubing on this side, because I'm just going to solder onto the wire of the actual resistor. So now that we've got it all ready, now we look at our radio and see how we can get this in and clip out the old one, which is in there. And that's the value of it at the moment. It's been sitting on that resistor for a while now, and that's the value it is now. Okay, it's supposed to be 4.7K. That's definitely out of value. Right, okie dokie, let's get this soldered in. And the other 4.7K is out of value as well. Where are we? Trying to find out where my finger is. Oh, there we are. I get it there. That one's reading 5.4 instead of 4.7. So I guess while we're at it, as it goes onto the same pin, we'll have that one out as well. So we're getting through. We're getting there. Slowly but surely we're getting there. Alright, let's crack on with that. Right, this is going to be tricky to hold the camera still, stop it jerking around, but I'll do my best, because this is very, very close focus. Right, this pin here, I've managed to clean the pin off and get a hole clear, apart from the fact that this white wire, where are we? There you go, this white wire goes into it. So what I have done is I have managed to hook in this resistor into that hole, 4.7K, and one end of this resistor into the hole. I couldn't get another component in because this electrolytic, this 10 UF electrolytic, or 10 microfarad I should say, that's it, 10 microfarad, So I had a loop on the end before, so all I've done is clean the solder out of the loop and pushed it onto the end of the pin that was sticking up from one of these two resistors. Right, and then I'm going to solder all of those together now. Right, secondly, this capacitor here with this, where are we? I'm trying to find out where we point. Right, okay, I found it now. Here's the capacitor here, 1,500 picofarads. That has to be attached to the other end of this one here. Now, the other end of the capacitor, as you noticed. Sorry, we went out of focus there a little bit. It is difficult to do this. See how we've got this big loopy wire hanging over, which could potentially touch this one. Once I've got the other end attached, I might have a go at tidying that one up, because I don't like that. That is very, very sloppy. Sorry, not in camera again. This one here, it's very, very sloppy, and that could potentially touch the pin next to it. So we'll try and sort that out. Of course, what would throw a spanner in the works is if we have to pull this coil out. That could get interesting, couldn't it? Alright, so that's where we are at the minute. So I'm going to solder this point here so that it's stable. And then the other end of this resistor here, you can just about see it there, which is this blue one coming across here to here. Solders onto this pin here under the, try and change the angle of the camera so you can see it. Let's get that out of the way. There we are, that there, which is then attached to this cable here. Then that part is then complete. Now then, the only thing is, when I've tested this capacitor, I'm going to hook it up again and show you the value. I'm not sure whether to replace it or not. I haven't made up my mind. I don't know what to do. Let me show you. I don't think I'll make any difference myself, but let me know what you think. I'll show you the value anyway. I'll put the tester back on it again. That's what it's reading. Actually, I've made a decision already. I'm going to leave this in. I don't think it's out far enough to cause us any trouble. It's turning the schematic the same way as the layout the same way as the radio. It's this capacitor here, C29. C29, I know it's upside down, but the radio is upside down. C29, I'll just try and zoom in on this, is 1.5 picofarad. It's that fella there. So yeah, I'm going to leave it in. I don't think that's out enough to be worried about. I think we'll keep that in. Right, we finally got everything soldered back in, but I want to point out something. See this wire here? Where are we? Let's get it. You can't really see it very well, but when you're soldering a wire into anywhere, ideally you want the wire to fall onto the terminal before it's soldered the natural way that it lies, rather than coming at a funny angle. But on this particular one I had no choice because I couldn't get it in any other way. I'm trying to find it. Here we are, right? And what's happened is the wire bends round to the left, and where the heat of the iron has heated the wire up, it's melted the plastic and it's now stuck out. See what I mean? I don't like that at all, but unfortunately the more I keep playing around with it and messing on with it, trying to get it right, the more chances I've got of damaging that terminal and giving me a nightmare. So I'm going to leave it like that. It's a compromise. At a later date, I'm still unhappy about it. I can put some liquid tape on there to insulate it a bit more if I wanted to. But it's in, and it's in that the radio will work. Alright. Right, I'm going to go and put my joint in the oven. I've got a gammon joint. Today's Saturday. I don't know when this particular video will be uploaded because the last one's been split into two, which hasn't been released yet. And I'm still filming because I want to make most of this time I've got off to do as much as I can with this radio. But I'm feeling a little bit hungover, not because I've been drinking, but I didn't go to bed till 1 o'clock this morning because I wanted to carry on working with this radio. I wanted to get rid of that complicated bit down here while I still remembered. I wasn't trying to be in a hurry because I wanted to get it finished. I just didn't want to forget where things went. So I stayed up with it. Now I'm kind of glad that I didn't go any further with this radio when I was feeling so ill before. I'm kind of glad because, you know, this is potentially, it can be very, very awkward to work on, very fiddly. And if you've got to have the patience of a saint to be able to tackle some of these problems because of the way it is. I mean, the way I look at it is, this radio is teaching me how to solder, how to get around the problems that you get when you've got point-to-point soldering like this. On this radio, everything is very, very close together, but on a mains radio, everything is spaced out a lot more, and the parts are a lot bigger. So if I manage this okay, I should manage a mains radio in soldering in it and replacing parts. That's the theory. We'll just have to wait and see. But as I say, I'm really, really pleased with the progress so far. It's coming along nicely. I still got loads of parts to check and whatever. I'm having loads of fun. I'm just not feeling too sharp today because, as I say, got a bit of a, not a headache, but I've got a bit of a hungover feeling. But yeah, we're getting there. Still got loads of parts to check. We've got these capacitors to sort out yet. There's this one here, which is an 0.02 UF. I can see it on the side there. This big thing here, don't need a capacitor that size. This one here, and these two. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these Hunts capacitors left to replace, and all these resistors to check. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with how we're getting on so far. It's looking good. So let's turn the soldering irons off. I'll need to rest my head a bit because I'm starting to feel, you know, like I need a rest. Because I've been on this for quite a while. You only see like a few minutes here and a few minutes there when I'm actually filming. And it's the same with all the other guys who do the radios. But it might have been an hour or half an hour to get to that stage. To get to that bit where you get some filming done. It takes time to do these because it's so fiddly and so crammed in. It's difficult. It's so easy to make a mistake. Anyway, it's enough waffling on from me. I'll be back later on after I've had some rest and I put my joint on. I'll be back.